Hey there, welcome back to Pepper Geek. In today's video, I'll be making spicy strawberry jam. Now, I love jam. I love strawberry jam. It's my favorite out of all of the fruits. And today we're just gonna do a simple take on strawberry jam with a couple of jalapeños added in for some spice. Now, this isn't a pepper jam. You can make jam using just peppers, but they don't contain enough pectin, so you need to add pectin in. It makes it easier to make in the end because it cooks for about a minute rather than 20 minutes with the strawberries, but this has a more natural flavor and I just love strawberry jam. So today I'll make the jam, let it cool, and try it out on some cheese and crackers. But first, check out our shop over on Etsy. I'll leave a link down below. You can get this shirt and a few other designs and some hats. If you're interested in something like that, or maybe you know someone who likes peppers, it makes a great gift. So check out our shop in the description below. Okay, so for the ingredients, I'm using 10 ounces of frozen organic strawberries. You can use fresh, but this time of year, strawberries really aren't in season, so I chose to use frozen. Frozen strawberries are picked at the peak of ripeness, so if you're in the off season and strawberries aren't at their freshest, it may be better to do this too. And it makes it a lot easier to prepare. You just throw the bag into the pan and you're good to go. If you do use fresh, make sure that you weigh them because the proportions of sugar and other ingredients are chosen to make sure that the jam sets properly. 2 jalapeños, you could use more, you could use less. You could also use a super hot, throw that in there and make some really spicy jam. But today I'm just gonna use 2 medium-sized jalapeno peppers. 3/4 cup of sugar, that's for flavor of course, but it also helps release the natural pectin from the strawberries and reduce the mixture to a more syrupy texture. And then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and that's very important. It's not just for flavor, but it reduces the pH and it allows pectin to bind, allowing the mixture to properly set. It also makes it safer if you're planning to can this and store it at room temperature. It reduces the pH and decreases the likelihood of molds. You also need something to store your jam in. I'm using a very small ball jar. Obviously, if you want to can it, you need to use properly sealing lids, but if you want to just store it in the refrigerator, you can basically use anything made out of glass. A candy thermometer or a thermopen, something that can read up to 220 degrees, that's what we're going to be cooking to. And then just the potato masher. I find this is the easiest tool to use to mash up the strawberries and get to the right consistency. Okay, so let's start by just chopping up the jalapeños. Remove the stems, and I want to remove the seeds, but try not to remove all of the placenta because that's where the actual heat is with jalapeños. So I'm just gonna get out all of the seeds. Unfortunately, it's hard to remove all the seeds without removing most of the placenta as well, but I'm gonna try to add it back in because I want this to be spicy jam. You could leave the seeds in, but I really don't like the texture of them in a jam. It's fine with a hot sauce, but with jam, you don't really want to be chewing on pepper seeds. Now I'm just gonna chop them pretty finely. I like little cubes. And these will tend to hold their shape better than the strawberries, which kind of turn into a liquid during cooking. The pieces of pepper are kind of nice because they still retain a little bit of their crunch, and you know what's adding that flavor and heat. Okay, so now with the jalapeños chopped and de-seeded, we're ready to get over to the stove and start cooking. So since I'm using frozen strawberries, I'm going to add them to the pan first and allow them to thaw out a bit at medium heat. Once they soften up, I'll start to mash them with the potato masher. Just keep mashing until you reach the texture you're looking for. I like there to be little chunks of strawberries in there. And once that's all starting to warm up, I'll add all the other ingredients and mix thoroughly until the sugar is dissolved. Once you add everything in, stir until you can't feel any of the sugar particles anymore. You can't really see the sugar being dissolved, but if it's warm enough, it should dissolve pretty quick. Once the mixture starts to boil, heat it until it reaches a temperature of 220 degrees Fahrenheit. This usually takes between 20 and 30 minutes. Stirring regularly, you really need to stir this a lot. Now the mixture starts pretty thin, but it will thicken as the moisture boils away. Try not to let it vigorously boil. I like to keep it at a constant simmer. Using medium or medium-low heat usually works well. As it cooks, it will start to deepen in color and start to look more rich and start to become more thick. And now that we're reaching 220 degrees Fahrenheit, time to turn off the heat and get it into a jar. Now once you're done, there will likely be a little bit of foam on the surface, and some people like to remove that. I don't really mind it. It'll sit on the surface, but the first time you use your jam, you'll be using it up anyway. Okay, so it did take about 25 minutes for us to reach 220 degrees Fahrenheit, and now we're ready to just pour this into a jar. You could let it cool for a little bit if you don't want to work with super hot liquid, but it does cool pretty quickly, especially with a small batch like this. If you have a funnel, that's ideal, but I don't, and it's gonna be a mess.
Oh my God. You
So that ended up fitting pretty perfectly in this small ball jar. I think it's about maybe 1.5 cups of jam. Okay, but really I'm gonna take another batch that we made a few weeks ago and try it out on some cheese and crackers. This is the same exact recipe, so no different, same color. You can see this one's just more full. Okay, so I'm gonna put a nice dollop on top of these crackers and cheddar cheese. Make sure I get some jalapenos in there. Ooh yeah. So the texture is perfect jam consistency. It sort of flows even when it's fully cooled, just very slowly like lava. And you can see some of the strawberry seeds in there, this beautiful, rich, deep red color, and then of course the flecks of dark jalapenos. I think this just came out gorgeous and it's very tasty, so let's give it a try. This just brings together two worlds that I love so much. I love strawberry jam, and I think I love this even more. I've been eating it for the last few weeks out of the previous batch, and it's good on toast, it's good on crackers and cheese. It just adds a really nice sweet and savory bite to anything, so highly recommend it if you like jam. And if you grew some jalapenos, or any type of pepper really will work in this recipe. Now I'm not doing a proper water bath canning today, but you could definitely can these, but I'm gonna be throwing these right into the refrigerator where they'll keep for at least a few weeks, but once you open it up, you really wanna use it within a couple of weeks. Let us know what you think. If you want us to make a true proper pepper jelly, we'll probably do that at some point, just using peppers and pectin. But for now, this was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll make it yourself. Don't forget to check out our shop over at Etsy. Get yourself a shirt or a beanie. Get someone a tote bag. We have a few different merch items if you're interested. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.